is going on, water signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here with another love reading for you guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go and check the description box below. Also guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that is totally fine. That said, let's go ahead and see what you guys got going on for the next couple days. Oh no, excuse me, for today. Okay, it's not a weekend reading yet. What the heck? Sorry about that, y'all. We're Thursday, but it's not Friday. Not yet. Alright, y'all. Let's see what you guys got going on. Alright, that felt like a really good shuffle there. And the Page of Swords is what comes out. So perhaps there's some things that you need a little more information on, or there's some things that need some more clarity. Yeah, I feel like more clarity and information is the go-to. There may have been some harsh words said back and forth, or maybe even gaining some information. Somebody was being a little sneaky, gaining, you know, and stuff. But I don't know. Let's see. It's so weird to have the Knight of Swords in the present when you're having a hard time making a move. But anyway, the underlying energy is justice. Underneath that is the Three of Pentacles. So, is this forgiveness, marriage? I think it may have to do with what, you know, moving forward, moving on to the future. Because justice is about forgiveness. It can't be about forgiveness. It's about accountability. It's about righting the wrongs, balancing the scales, things like that, right? Something's imbalanced in your life right now. That's usually when justice comes up, or the Six of Pentacles comes up. That's the alert of saying, hey, something's not right. And now I think obviously we all know that, and I feel like the only way for us to be able to balance those scales is to give of ourselves, right? To balance it out. Now, with justice coming up, I could also indicate that there's a need to forgive and to move on, to take this to the initiative to say, hey, I'm not going to attach myself to a certain degree, you know, to attach myself to this. I'm going to move forward. And that sort of thing is, I feel like, needed, especially when it comes to making these decisions. Because what's going on right now is that there is this Page of Wands, excuse me, the heart of the reading, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which talks about committing and doing the work and moving forward. Could be with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn here, but this is about moving forward, taking steps, you know, so making slow progress, but doing progress, hard work, and putting in real effort. You know, it's hard work and effort and everything like that. And the Knight of Pentacles sometimes doesn't make a decision. He procrastinates. He takes a slow time, and he doesn't commit to anything, which is one of the things that's also, you know, that's interesting about the Knight of Pentacles. But he's also, he can't stall sometimes. But the thing is to me, is that there is the need to put in hard work. There may be also an older individual, like there may be a age difference here. And that may be the feeling of imbalance. That's trying to figure out what the future will look like, despite the situation being kind of awkward, if that makes sense. But it's not about anybody else. It's about if you can take accountability for the fact that you are in a relationship or dealing with somebody that's a different age difference, religion, race, whatever. It doesn't matter about what anybody else thinks. It's about the connection that you have, because justice doesn't have to mean divorce either. It can mean marriage, and it could be that you may feel something that's tying the both of you together, and it's hard to kind of shake off. Even though you don't have any cards in here that indicate marriage, I think there's something here that talks about connection in a way. But the Knight of Pentacles here is, you know, it talks about moving slowly, working hard, being very focused on the task, on the, you know, on what they're committed to. But the thing is that they haven't made a decision yet. Somebody hasn't made a decision whether to go one direction or the other. There's a decision that needs to be made here, and someone's stuck at a crossroads and taking their slow time making this decision. Now, in the past, they had temperance, so this was talking about, moderation in all things, handling your business, doing your own thing. But this is also allowing divine timing to do its thing. Allowing divine timing to do the work that it's best at doing, right? Which is making miracles happen by getting things in order, setting things up. Could be dealing with Sagittarius here, but I feel like with temperance, it's talking about, there was a level of harmony and balance that was put into place to get things in a good motion, to get things on a nice ebb and flow until time, there was time to do something, which was, of course, a great way to take care of, patience, or do something that required some serious patience. But now there's the Knight of Swords. I think there's someone that ran it that's become more impatient now. Especially when it comes to making decisions about what one wants to do, somebody's definitely feeling a little more impatient, and they've possibly very, very much vocalized that. Now, at the same time, it could indicate that someone may have been very aggressive for how they want to start something new or start something with this individual, but they're taking their slow time. They're taking it very slowly, and I feel like the reason why the Ten of Swords is in the future, hopefully, is not because there's something that ended abruptly, either the relationship or not. At the same time, it could be that somebody may be trying to get some sort of ideas or get a little bit more information before they make a decision about moving forward, and somebody's impatient because they just want to get it going. And that may not be good, right? It may not be something that anyone wants to do. It's just jump into something without the full facts. And what we saw earlier with the Page of Swords indicated that there was a need for more facts. So the Knight of Swords just charges in without really getting all the information. That's what the Knight of Swords is known for doing. He's like, I'm going to fight for this, even though I don't really have an idea of what the hell I'm talking about because I didn't get a lot of information in the first place. And that's the sort of situation here. It's like somebody's charging in, headstrong, and not really seeing the thing from the full picture, from the from the entire story. And I think that's what's kind of making this a lot harder to kind of make the decision. So things are a little bit off key, if that makes sense. But I feel like with the Ten of Swords, somebody sees that something's going to end. Something's going to cut off. Somebody's just going to cut someone off, or something's going to just stop, right? Just stop all, like a full stop, like halt with the Ten of Swords. I don't know if this is going to be the relationship. I don't know if this is anything in particular, what this Ten of Swords is. But it's a projection from the Knight of Swords, because somebody's getting aggressive. Somebody's getting too, is doing too much. And I think that needs to be stopped, especially if somebody needs that time and that, that information, the extra information before making a decision about what they want to do. Now, the King of Swords is your best path to follow, and it's like it's totally having your back with this, water signs. If somebody's rushing you or pushing you to do something that you're not ready for, it's saying to be strong and be stubborn, right? This is your truth. This is your life. This is your perspective that's going into play to this. If you want something, then you'll know that you just make the decision. You say the yes word and go. But if you're not ready yet, then you're not ready. The King of Swords is about protection. He's not just about, he's not all the way about protection. He protects himself. He protects that part of him that's sensitive and soft, right? But nobody knows that about him because he can be very cold and detached. And I think this situation is saying be very logical about this right now. Instead of letting yourself kind of go down that road of emotions and think, oh, I love this person. Think about this logically. See what the future has to offer. Because if this person is doing this now, doing whatever they're doing now, they will do it later on. The Nine of Swords is underneath that too. I had a feeling, right? Because you can kind of assume that if they're going to do this right now and you're not even together, what is that relationship going to look like when you guys actually make it official and try to work together? That aggression has to stop. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to break up with the person or leave them behind or whatever. And I think there was a period where you did things on your own. But now that there's another person involved, perhaps, or maybe there's somebody here that's rushing you or just trying to get fast, really, get to some sort of destination really fast with you. Like, it's not your speed. You're not interested in that. You're not trying to get there fast. You're not trying to do any of that. So, if this is you, moving fast, trying to push somebody fast, it's important to know your truth, but allow someone else to let them know their truth, right? What you want. You have an idea of what your individuality is saying to you, what that means. That's good. But as far as letting the other person do their thing, if they're procrastinating, it's good to always ask questions, communicate, get more information on that, but don't push them to do something they don't want to do. Same thing, you know, with the other person. If this is just the cross watcher, if you guys are the ones doing it. If you're not, then it's not. If this doesn't resonate at all, then don't resonate. Turn off the video and keep moving. But ultimately, right? Somebody is rushing someone to make a decision, and this person is looking at cutting this because it's not like somebody is not giving them the space that they need. First, it was space. It was it was good. Now it's not. Now, at the same time, if this is somebody that's procrastinating in the relationship, not making a decision because they're afraid of commitment, because they're afraid to be tied down, and you're holding someone up, you don't really have, what are you doing? You have a responsibility as well, right? And I feel like with the King of Swords, you have the right to demand an answer if you feel like you've been led astray for a very long time. You know, if you don't feel like this person is on your same page, you are allowed to do what you feel you're led to do. You're not in a relationship. You know, you're not in a relationship with this person, unless some of you guys are, right? If you guys are, then it's like you have every right to decide whether or not this is something you really want to continue to wait on. Because maybe you've been patient and you've been trying to wait to see if someone's going to make the decisions they need to make. It don't matter if they love you, it don't matter if they think about you, if they're trying to do it. What do you want to do? What do you believe is fair for you? What is your boundaries on that? You know what I mean? Because ultimately, they can love you up to the hill, but would you wait another, let's say, 20 years if they, about moving in with you, about getting married, about being in a relationship with you? Does it really need to take that long for you? For you, does it take long for you? Do you love this person enough to wait that long? And if so, that's okay. That's great. That's amazing. I'm not saying that there's a time limit for which you have to wait, but that's up to you. If you are getting tired of waiting, is it worth it? Because at the same time, the Knight of Pentacles is you too. You have to figure out what is your value and what is worthy of your time, right? Because as much as we love to think that we're not gonna die one day, we are. And I'm not trying to be morbid with it, but I'm saying that time is of the essence. And if you're time conscious and not interested in waiting forever, you don't have to. But let's go ahead and see what you guys got going on. Come to the edge and talk about taking a risk. And the Knight of Pentacles also takes his time because he's also very cautious. He wants to make sure he's very, everything's right, everything's perfect, everything's correct. And the thing is too, some of us in here maybe we're really worried about making a decision, right? Or making the right decision that obviously reflects on our value system. And ultimately, there's no way to know, right? Because ultimately, you're just going to have to just wait and see, or try it out and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and read the affirmation for you guys, because I actually like this message for this. Okay. It says, courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Because this situation looks like somebody is either super cautious about taking a leap of faith and they need more information before they do it, which is totally fine. Need more information, but at the same time, if you're holding something up, like I initially said in the very beginning of this video, if somebody's holding something up and somebody's obviously like, let's go, like I'm ready, or what are you doing? Somebody's already ready to go into this bad boy, guns blazing, but the other person's like, I don't know yet. And the King of Swords is like fearless. And I feel like some of this is the message of be fearless. Don't be afraid to make that step. And the worst may be over, right? The dread and the anxiety that you may be having with that Nine of Swords may be just a complete illusion. Alright? Because maybe there's nothing truly to be worried about. But the longer you wait, the more you're going to pass up an opportunity. The likely you're going to pass that up. So be brave. If this is something you really want emotionally, then what is keeping you truly from actually getting there? And it's not information, because you have all the information if you know that you want this. You know what I mean? So anyway, facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to take the acceleration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your mind. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Love that message, man. And it's the very same situation that's going on here. And it looks like that, right? I don't know who's rushing who. I don't know what's going on. It could be all, you know, all these different scenarios I'm seeing in this reading could very well be different for everybody. I guess what the come to the edge cards is somebody's being too cautious and waiting for more information instead of just taking the leap of faith and going for it. You just have to make a decision and go. You don't need information about it. This is about your passions. This is about what drives you, what makes you happy. You know that already. You don't need information about which path to take at this point. You know what I'm saying? So don't let your fears keep you from taking the opportunities available to you. Just take the opportunities. Be fearless. Know your truth. Know your boundaries. State your boundaries and keep moving. Right, guys? Alright, family. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos, guys. You don't know how much I appreciate this. Thank you to all my clients out there that participated in all the sales I've got going on Instago as well as on my website. If you guys want to participate and get one of your own, go ahead and click the description box below or the eye in the corner, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. See you guys.